skirmish line.
What are we gonna do now, Sarge? What are we gonna do?
We're gonna find us a hole and crawl in it. He wanted you to remember the Afridi.
Afridi?
He didn't have time to go into no details about it, but I guess he figured you'd know what he meant.
There was this Afridi tribesman. Wild man. Wouldn't tell our people what we had to know. Bared his throat to our knives. Ram Singh killed a pig. Told the Afridi we'd kill him and bury him in the pigskin.
Pigskin?
It's a religious belief. Means he'd be alone for all eternity. I remember he started to cry like a child. Told us everything.
Alone, huh? Yeah, I've known a lot of men that didn't live worth a red cent. But when their time come, they died real good. And the reason for it was that they had somebody to die with. I was only with your friend out there about a minute, but it was long enough to like him, and I was real proud to help him the only way I could. Mr. Clarke, I know you don't think much of us here, but I'll tell you something. You got some real good men behind these walls. Well, maybe you'd rather just go by yourself. But we're all gonna die together. See?
What's that there?
That's a present Texas Jack give me. A Comanche scalp.
Never too late to give it a decent burial.
Oh, you can say that again, Chris. If them Comanches ever found that on me, there wouldn't be enough left of me to give a decent burial. I swear. There ain't nothing more ornery than an Injun with his dander up.
Say, you remember the time old Sergeant Taylor got killed? He was in that 2nd Kansas Cavalry up on the River Platte.
Was that Roman nose?
Yeah, old Roman nose. Sergeant Taylor had this wagon train, and they got cut off. So he took his troopers and made them get back of the wagon boxes. They laid back there and stood off 3 charges in a row. Just about ate up the whole North Cheyenne Nation doing it.
He bruised them up, that's for sure. Cheyennes were pretty quiet for a long time after that.
Yeah, but the thing was it. Them braves come charging right into that aimed rifle fire like they was glued under their ponies time after time. Sergeant Taylor had them just about whipped, too. That's when Romano showed up.
Boy, that was some soldier. He was the biggest Injun I think I ever did see. Almost 7 feet tall.
Oh.
Yeah, and he swore that he couldn't get killed. You know, and I just about bleed him.
Well, I wouldn't doubt that. Anyhow, old Romano snatched them braves right down off of them horses and used them like they was infantry, you know. Spread them all around the wagon boxes, made them lay out there in the grass 8, 10 hours maybe, just blinking and blinking away. And come sun up, he just got up, walked in there, and there wasn't a man left alive to stop him. He was a soldier, all right.
Why don't you sit down, Clarke?
Thank you.
Ever chew plug, Galt?
Well, been known to.
You know, there's an old buffalo hunter named Manners told me once, if you're going to be taken by the Indians alive, be sure you got a chew in your mouth. And just before they grab you, you look for the toughest, biggest, meanest buck you can find and spit right in his eye. Chances are they'll brain you on the spot. Well, often wondered if he followed his own advice. Pawnees got him 3 years ago. Mr. Clarke, I imagine you've been in a few tight spots in your time, too, eh?
That's a few, Mr. Hale.
Maybe with those, what do they call them, Watusis in Africa? They tell me they're so tall they have to squat. They had a giraffe on the top of the head.
Not really as tall as that. They're quite tall, though. They're very handsome people. 7 feet, 6 perhaps. I saw one of them high jump 9 feet one day from a flat-footed stand.
Come on. You're making him into a real Mike Finks.
Well, I don't know, Mr. Fink, but we'll take running, for instance. I've seen them run down antelope and zebra. They do it in relays.
That's so. Apaches do that, too.
It's curious. I often wondered if it was in their diet. The Watusi have an exclusive diet of cow's milk and blood.
Oh, don't that beat all? I always figured a man had to have a great big chunk of red meat to get up and go.
I remember one day Ram Singh and I were out with the Kikuyus. They're the big tribe in Kenya. They're terrified of the Watusi. We'd been trailing this big male lion for 3 days. And he led us onto the Watusi hunting land. There they were 30